Go.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm Ben Brown. We're here at Evolution Martial Arts. Just finished class again, and we're talking about bottom escapes, specifically side control escapes. We've already gone over probably the most common option, which is framing and getting your guard back that way. These are turning back into the defender. Let's just do that real quick. Jake, you're on bottom. So I go side control, and this is like an actual escape. This is things got bad, and I'm here. Jake goes frames. And he gets his guard back, right? He gets that knee in and he turns back into me. That's really common. The other thing we did is underhooks. There's two kinds. You can go the far side underhook, which frees his hips. He hips out and he gets his guard back. He can get up from there, whatever. Or there's kind of an unconventional where the crossface hand goes to the underhook. So it goes underneath my body. We're gonna go ghost. So this one. If he has both of them, I have no chance. But sometimes he just has one, and then he's gonna go ghost, turns in, and he ends up in a front headlock. There are already videos for that, but I'm putting stuff into perspective. Now we're talking about turning away, which is kind of controversial. Not a lot of people teach this, but Preet Mickelson kind of made it popular. There's other people that have done it too. So turning away, I like to teach the prayer hands. If your guard retention and early defense failed, and you end up flat on your back, prayer hands will save you. It'll give you the option of the frames, of the underhooks, but also you can turn away. So Jake turns away from me, I end up behind him. Here's the key, and this is called running, like Preet calls this running man. Other people call it different things. So here's some of the characteristics of running man. Jake's forehead is in the mat, kind of at his hairline. Top shoulder is slightly in front of the bottom shoulder so that I can't easily pull him over, because if his shoulders were stacked, I could flatten him out easily. So he's leaning forward. His forearm right here is jammed into his hip and he curls his body into it. He's got his knees relatively on top of each other and both of his toes are engaged in the mat. So this is running man. From here, you don't just sit here. You have to be active so you can move forward, backwards, and keep bucking your hips. And this is kind of what it can look like if you're very active. The key is, Jake is denying this inside space. If I get in here, you want to let me in? Things start to get bad. I have Kimura, I have maybe seatbelt to back takes. All kinds of bad things happen when I get here. The most important thing is, Jake's hips aren't free anymore. He can't get his hips away from me. But if I don't have this here, people say, oh, you're giving up your back. No, you're not. I'm behind Jake, but I don't have his back. I don't have his back until I have some kind of inside space, like a seatbelt here. Now I have his back. Chest to back. This is me having Jake's back. This is me being behind Jake. And I don't have anything currently. The idea here is every other escape, just like every other escape, free the hips. So Jake has two ways to go. He can go that way, or you can go that way. We're going to start with going that way. As long as Jake's hips are free, so a lot of times people get in this configuration, Jake can run his hips away from me, and he goes to turtle. Let's talk about this turtle real quick. It's not a class on turtle, but this is part of it. Wide knees, toes in the mat, feet close together, so he has a wide base. And again, he's denying this space. He's got his forearm in his hip crease like this, denying the inside space. If I get in that inside space, I can do all kinds of things to Jake. So from here, you have a couple of options. One, you can do a sit out. He's gonna plant the hand on the side that I'm on. Other hand doesn't, yep. He bases out with this leg, and now he has better base than I do. He can push me away, and then just do a sit out to the front. Turn and face me in combat base. Go back to turtle. That's one way out. Another way is he goes to what we call active turtle, so he plants the hand, plants the foot, and then he can literally just stand up by moving his hips that way. This is where this other person ends up a lot with his hand here, and Jake has an automatic underhook body lock takedown. Go back to turtle. Or he can literally just flop his hips into that open space right there. As long as I don't have this inside space, he can do that. He just sits back and plays open guard, seated open guard, supine open guard, whatever he wants. A lot of times they'll try to follow you and they'll fall right into your closed guard. That's really common too. Okay, go back. So that's the run the hips away option. The other option is, so go running man for me, Jake. Instead of going that way, he's going this way. Now, doing this without me here, Jake's gonna essentially, imagine he has chalk on his big toe. He's gonna trace a circle this way. He's gonna fold himself in half and sit up into what we call seated turtle. Preet calls this panda, it's called different things. Heels in the mat, wide base, forearms in the hip. This is like a very turtley position right here. I don't have inside space. He's gonna guard this with his chin. So I'm trying to get my seat belt, can't get it. As soon as Jake wants, one thing he can do is just fall on his side, go this way for me, back into running man, back into turtle, and then any of those ways out of turtle that we just talked about. Okay, so running man. How do you get to seated turtle? Why would he go that way? Well, he feels my weight on his hips. He's gonna buck me towards his head with this nice connection from his feet. Disconnect me, sit up. So from here, told you he can lie back over into running man or continue into running man, but there's also what we call active up. So if Jake was going this way, let's do this again. You're gonna plant your right hand and do, just plant your right hand so I can explain it. So he bucks me, disconnect, sit up, plants the hand, he's already going this way, so he's using momentum. Switch your feet and hips up. And a lot of times you're gonna end up in this scramble, but you know where they're gonna be so you can take inside space. So that's kind of what we did today, which is the turning away method. Let's go back down one more time. So this time, prayer hands. He's gonna turn away. Running man. He's gonna go seated turtle, no, seated, to running man on the other side, to turtle, to sit out. So we start to link these movement patterns together. That's how this works. You have, now we think of it like a buffet. Once you have these movement patterns down and you know the timing, when to do them, and you deny inside space, which is crucial, you can link all these together and really frustrate people. That's when jiu-jitsu gets fun. For guys like Jake and I, 50, 49, you kind of need this defensive stuff. We can't move like we used to. We can't be as offensive as we used to. You got anything to add, Jake?
No, that sounds good.
Awesome, thanks.